Anthony, obviously first time getting the team all together. What was the spirit? What was it like playing out there?
You know, it was awesome. Over spring and over summer, we all got super close. So we all know what it means to each other to push each other. And iron sharpens iron. Rogers has been pushing that through meetings and stuff like that. So we all know how much it means to give our all throughout every practice, no matter if we're in pads or the last two practices we weren't in pads and we were still going full at it. Just trying to make each other better so we can be prepared for the upcoming season. So the spirit was great always.
They seem to be also have a lot of fierce competitiveness, some trash talking.
Yeah.
What side are you on that? Are you kind of a talker? Do you like to trash talk, or how do you take it when people are chirping at you?
You know, I wouldn't say I'm a crazy trash talker, but in practice and stuff, I let my competitive spirit gets the best of me sometimes. So I love always talking, and I know at the end of the day, like all the quarterbacks, running backs, linemen, receivers, they all love it. Like that raises their game to a new level. They don't. Without that, they might be mundane or something like that on a random day. But when we're all talking, we're all bashing heads and stuff like that, it brings energy up and makes everyone more like spirited to come and bring their all throughout every play.
When you're here in spring ball, it had been a pretty whirlwind 3 months. You had obviously felt like you were going back to Brookings, and suddenly you end up in Pullman. How does your approach to fall camp maybe differ from what it was in spring ball now that you've been here a few months and maybe have a sense of comfortability?
Coming from Brookings and the approach after spring ball, obviously when I was in Brookings, I was just coming in, just trying to learn the playbook. So I feel like that alone is a different role, trying to understand and learn from the guys with me. Now here, when it's spring ball, it's me, Keith, Jack, and Gavin, just trying to push each other. Doesn't matter where we are on the depth chart. We don't really care about that here. We're just trying to make each other the best, because without each other, we won't be where we want to be. So we all push each other every day. It doesn't matter, like I said, where you are on the depth chart. That doesn't mean anything to us, because without each other, we wouldn't be where we want to be.
Sam asked Ram Stevenson yesterday what his hobby was outside the field. He said Legos. You got something that you like to do that's not football related?
Yeah, actually, Keith and Parker this summer they were talking about golf a lot. So this summer, Keith would always bring me out, and we'd always go play golf together. We played golf together, and I started getting into it really. So that I really got into this summer. Before that, I really wasn't into golf, but I found a really love for it, and I really started playing it a lot this summer, as a lot of people have.
Any good?
I'm a lot better than what I was. I came in, hitting the ball was definitely a challenge. But now I feel like just like listening from people and just going to the range or whatever, just playing rounds, I feel like you get used to it a little bit.
When you want to learn golf, you want to get better, but just having that time with those guys like Keith and Parker, like you mentioned, can you feel like when you get on the field that it makes a difference? Having spent that time with them.
100%. That's what I was saying. Like this group here that we have is so tight. Like we're so knit tight. It doesn't matter the age of us. Like we got true freshmen like Sully and Aramis who just came in during the summer, and they're giving the same input as the seniors are. So just that trust and respect that we all have for each other brings us even closer and allows you to trust whoever's on the field. It doesn't really matter.
What's some of the bigger things you've learned from guys like that, do you think?
Really, for me personally, me and Keith play the same position. So really he's really experienced. He's a great player. So he really teaches me a lot of how to play blocks, what to do. So, and whenever we have a question, I always go and ask him, and we get inputs, and we put our heads together and try and figure out an answer. So him with position-based, Franny and Parker and Gavin and all of them, who are older, and just otherwise just asking them how to play and fit things, and just they all help me tremendously. So it's been great.
A lot of guys have described, the melding of, the Brookings guys and the guys who were here before and everyone else is happening kind of naturally and quickly.
Correct.
How did you kind of experience that, and just, going out and playing golf, doing these things? How important was that to just growing as a team? I guess, what did you realize was maybe what you had in common as you were going through these things?
When I first got here, I was obviously nervous. I was like, okay, new team. I spent 6 months in Brookings. I'm like, okay, I'm already somewhere else. Like, this doesn't make sense. But really when I came in, I was nervous, like I said. But honestly, just the bonding together and the little things that we do, it just brings us closer. So it allows, like I was saying earlier, it allows that trust to be built. And all of us have melded so well together that I feel like this year we're going to be really good, because we all trust each other. It doesn't matter offense, defense. We all have that respect for each other. So we're going to keep pushing each other throughout the day.